God, the title of this movie is awful. The People We Hate at the Wedding stars Allison, Janney, Kristen Bell, and Ben Platt. Family tensions ramp up among siblings in the week leading up to their half-sister's wedding in the country. Now, I wasn't necessarily anticipating this movie, and I didn't really know it even really existed up until I saw the trailer a couple weeks back. And what really drew me to this one was the cast. You have Kristen Bell, Ben Platt, Allison, Janney. That's a really good trio. I'm a big fan of all of their previous work, and it's another Amazon Prime original movie, so I figured I would check it out, and it's not necessarily a bad movie, it just feels very weird. I'll get into more detail in a second, but before we get any further into this review, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and comment down below what are your thoughts or expectations for this movie. But let's keep talking about it. I feel like the reason this movie feels very weird is because it just feels very cringeworthy and awkward. Whether that was an intentional or unintentional choice, I don't know. The comedy falls flat. Most of the jokes didn't work for me, though there were maybe one or two that I found myself chuckling at. And while watching it, I couldn't help but just feel like I was watching an almost fever dream. This movie just felt so kind of bizarre that it just felt weird. It's rare that I ever really have an experience with a movie like this. It feels silly, it just comes across as bizarre. But at the same time, I was almost drawn to it and I couldn't nearly keep my eyes off the screen because it was entertaining to watch the mess in front of me. What really saves it, I feel, are the cast who tries their hardest, specifically Kristen Bell, who I think just continues to bring such charm to all of her projects. She's one of my favorite actresses working today, and I feel like she doesn't get enough credit. Especially here, she was probably the main reason why I think this movie worked. Also, you get to see a couple familiar faces here. I saw a bunch of character actors that I've seen before. But another thing that bogs this movie down for me are the multiple romance subplots. There's obviously the central story of Kristen Bell and Ben Platt's character's half-sister getting married. That's a mouthful. But you have Kristen Bell and her relationship issues, Ben Platt and his relationship issues, and then Allison Janney and her relationship issues. Which, yes, adds depth and layers to each of their characters. I don't have any issue with that idea being brought into this movie. But if it worked, here it's not even all that interesting. I really think this movie could have honed in on exploring more of the family dynamic of this family. It feels very dysfunctional. Most of them have issues with each other for many reasons, and you explore that along the movie. I think the one that was most interesting to me was Kristen Bell's romance story with this character that she meets on the plane to London, where her half-sister is getting married. But again, that just goes to why Kristen Bell really worked here. The stuff with Ben Platt, I just didn't find all too interesting, and whenever it would go back to it, I just wasn't really into the movie all that much. And the subplot with Allison Janney feels generic and predictable. You know where both the Ben Platt one and the Allison Janney one, you know where those are going to end up at the end of the movie. Plus, I will say that happens with Kristen Bell's subplot too. Luckily, the movie doesn't overstay its welcome. It has an hour-and-a-half long runtime, and I don't feel that it drags really in any specific parts. And in the third act, they add more serious moments that are supposed to tug on your heartstrings and make you care for these characters even more. But unfortunately for me, I just didn't really find that they did much for the overall movie, rather making it feel pretty unbalanced tonally, where some scenes would be really funny and other scenes would be pretty sad. If they did a better job at balancing those two tones more, I think it would have worked for the better. With all that being said, I can see this movie as being a movie that's kind of comforting to you, that you just put on. You know it's not that good, but you find yourself going back to it. For me in particular, I'm probably not going to go back to this movie all too often. It has those traits that make it feel like comfort food. Actually, funny enough, this movie has a lot of product placement for Taco Bell. This movie feels like you're just eating Taco Bell. It's not exactly good for you, but you consume it because it's a quick and easy option that's not really going to test you all too much, if that makes sense. It might be more of a bad movie on a scale of like good to bad, but it's entertaining enough to, I would say, warrant a watch. I'm going to give The People We Hate at the Wedding a C. Definitely not one of the better comedies that I've seen this year, but if you have seen this movie or you're looking forward to it, whatever your thoughts are on this movie, let me know them down below in the comment section. And thank you so much for watching this review, and again, if you did enjoy, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, plus that notification bell so you don't miss any further videos, and as always, look forward to more videos coming soon. My name is Ben, people call me Meter, and I'll see you guys in the next one.